What's up, guys? RuppDat here with, I know, another update video. I'm sure you guys are sick of them. I'm sick of making them. I've said it in the past. But I do feel this one is absolutely necessary because this isn't really just so much an update video. It's more of a state of the channel address, I feel, that I think it needs to be made. Because you guys deserve to be in the know about what has happened and what has basically been a big contributing factor to kind of the collapse of my channel for the most part and what I'm hoping to do about it going forward. So, let's just get down to it right away. I have not been as active as I would have liked. I am aware that I am not one of the YouTubers that gets paid, and I have long since accepted the fact that it's probably never going to happen. I just do this as more of a hobby more than anything else, just to creatively express myself, I guess, would be the way to put it. I mean, I'm a very creative person, and I love being able to share that creativity with you guys, even in the form of Let's Plays, because I have gotten fairly creative with my Let's Plays every now and then. I know Stick of Truth has not been the epitome of that, but so what happened? Well, as far as why my channel initially started downsliding a bit, is that even a word, downsliding? Whatever. That one can kind of be attributed partly to my previous job. Yes, I did say previous job, and I will get to that momentarily. But previously, I worked at a gas station for the past 2 years or so, and it started off as just a part-time job. Over time, it kind of evolved from there. I went from part-time employment to full-time. Then I kind of became assistant manager, and ultimately I ended up being manager. It wasn't a bad job, don't get me wrong. I'm certainly not going to sit here and badmouth it by any stretch of the imagination, because that's just not good for anybody. Me or the job. But it kind of did take a huge bite out of my free time, especially since there was a lot of other stuff I wanted to do besides just making videos, because as I've said, this is more of a hobby to me than it is a job. I'm not making any money off this, so there was really no reason for me to make YouTube a top priority, I guess, compared to some of the other things, especially since sometimes it is good just to step away from something for a bit, take a break, and refresh. And honestly, I feel like YouTube, I kind of hit that point with it, because after Pokemon Yellow, I had been doing YouTube fairly consistently for a few years at this point. And considering I wasn't making any sort of career out of it, it kind of ended up taking a backseat to some other interest that I wanted to do. I did manage to at least power through Backyard Soccer. Still trying to figure out what I want to do with that one. I would love to be able to bring it back and try to finish it the way I intended. It's just the laptop of mine that has all that information on it, well, all the game data and such, it's kind of on its last legs, sort of, at this point. I'm kind of being a little cautious with it as far as, basically the only thing I really use it for now is just browsing the internet for stuff. That's my internet computer, and this is kind of the one I'm recording this video on is kind of my everything else computer now. Just because, yeah, I don't want to overtax this thing and have it burn itself out. But yeah, it basically just chewed into my free time. Now, you did hear me refer to it as my previous job. As of August of last year, I did in fact leave that job. The reasons why and everything else pertaining to it, I would rather not say, because that's more of a personal thing. And to be fair, as I said before, me trying to say anything negative is not going to do me any favors. It's not going to do my previous employer any favors. It would just be better on me from a professional standpoint just to leave it at, I am no longer with that company. Simple as that. There was a period of about 4 months or so where I did not have a job. And you might think, well, now you've got all this free time in the world, so free time's not the issue anymore. Maybe you could fill the void by making videos. That was initially the plan, but I'm going to be honest with you guys here. During those 4 months I was unemployed, I kind of hit a bit of a depression. Because as much as nobody likes working, I'm sure, we have to do it to make money, obviously. And since, as I've said a couple times already in this particular video, this is not a career for me, this is a hobby, YouTube wasn't really a great way to try to fill the void because it, other than entertaining anyone who watched my videos, it really didn't help me out in any significant way. So, while I did have all the free time in the world, my creative desire, my creative drive, it kind of died for those couple months. It was kind of there when I initially left, but then I hit the point where I basically started running out of money with no job to kind of patch up me having to pay student loans, health insurance, a couple of miscellaneous hospital bills, which I'm not going to get into either. Basically, it all started adding up, and my money was disappearing fairly quickly, and the gravity of the situation really got to me and kind of put me in a bad place mentally and emotionally for quite some time. On the plus side, as of the beginning of last month, I am now employed again, and this is a job I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with. So I'm not feeling as pressured and as restricted on here, even if I'm back to kind of having to trade free time for work time, which, honestly, right now I will take that. Because I am trying to make the most of what free time I do have. I'm just glad I have money coming in again. I can pay off the things I need to. And from there, I will just see where life takes me. As far as this channel is concerned, I'm not necessarily going to say it's dead yet, because I am still going to make an effort to try to get things back on track. I have said that numerous times before, but I'm going to be more direct with you guys on this one. I'm not making any promises, because I have done that in the past, and I feel like I've let you guys down who do watch me, who have watched me, because of the fact that I am not producing content as frequently as I would like and as frequently as I said I would try to. So, I am not going to sit here and promise you guys that there's going to be more content. If my channel remains in and I'm very sorry to say this if you ever see this, though I don't think you ever will, but I'm not going to hedge my bets. My channel's going to kind of remain in a Proton John-esque state for quite some time. There will be videos, but I cannot guarantee when they will be up, and I cannot guarantee they will be up frequently. But I do still plan on working on videos and uploading them when I can. I have been trying to be fairly consistent with my PokeRupp channel again, just as a start, and then transition over to trying to make that work for this channel as well, and just try to get back into some kind of groove. I think part of the problem, honestly, is also my current Let's Play that still is not finished after like 3 years at this point, of South Park: The Stick of Truth. Because as fun as that game has been, it has been a bit of a grind at times as far as trying to get through the game. I have felt a bit creatively stifled because I can't do some of my fancier tricks, like I can't do bios for any of the bosses because their stats will actually scale depending on your level, so they are still challenging for you at any point in the game, no matter when you take them on, how powerful you are. I'm not able to do, like, funny voices or anything like that, any more in-depth audio editing than just cutting stuff out from my audio clips that I don't want in there, because there's obviously dialogue in the game. Basically, I felt a bit more creatively stifled with the game, and it hasn't helped that my last batch of recordings from, like, over a year ago at this point, unfortunately. Kind of had a bit of an issue because I did not set my Elgato up correctly because it had been a while since I'd recorded at that point. So the audio on the actual video track is heavily desynced. You probably noticed it in the last South Park video I did upload, that the audio was kind of out of sync at points, and I didn't do as good of a job as I probably could have of trying to line everything up. I've been trying to make a much better effort to fix that with the episode that's up next. I really don't want to scrap those recordings, because I do actually like my commentary from them. It's just a little extra work of having to resync up the audio manually, which has kind of been a bit of a grind. And actually, if you'll give me a moment here, I can double check really quick and see. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like after I've got basically 2 episodes left, counting the one I'm working on right now, that I kind of recorded in that set. So I do plan on trying to get those done and then trying to get Stick of Truth all wrapped up and finally out of the way, because I am really close to the end of the game. So to basically kill off the Let's Play once and for all here, when honestly in probably like 4 to 6 videos maybe, not counting the 2, well, is that... I guess that kind of depends on how I play it and how much time I want to put on each video. But it'll be under 10 videos for sure. That basically this project is almost to an end, and I will figure out where to go from there, because there are a lot of things I can do now. I mean, I do have my 3DS capture, as you've noticed with my RuppDat channel, so I can do 3DS and 3DS Let's Plays. I do have a couple of other ideas I've been toying around with, but I feel like getting Stick of Truth wrapped up once and for all is a good place to start, and somehow, some way, I will see this project through to the end. Maybe before the next game, The Fractured Butthole, comes out, since that's been delayed again. But honestly, I'm not going to fault Ubisoft on that one, because they want to make absolutely sure this is the game that lives up to expectations, and if they're going to take the extra time to do it, more power to them. But so yeah, that's basically the gist of it. I just wanted to give you guys a little, a more in-depth update, I guess, on everything that's been going on, so you guys can kind of understand where I'm at and where I'm hoping to go. And I am going to try to get this channel back on track. I'm not going to make any guarantees or promises on how long it's going to take me, or what exactly it's going to entail, how much work it's going to do to... I'm losing my train of thought here now. But this is not the end of the RuppDat channel. I will find some way to get it back up and running in a decent format at least. I will find some kind of middle ground to make this work, even if I have to, once Stick of Truth is finally out of the way, maybe try to fill the gap with some shorter Let's Plays if I can figure out some quicker games to do, just to try to kind of get back in the groove, I guess, of basically video editing and uploading on a somewhat fairly consistent basis, perhaps. I'll find some way to figure it out, but I do thank you guys for understanding, and if you've been watching me still, despite everything, just sticking with it, because I know I'm not the greatest Let's Player in the world, I'm not the most consistent, I'm not the funniest, but if you guys like what I do, then I do, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate it. So, with that said, thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been RuppDat, and I will see you guys later. Take care.